speaking of juiced,
Yeah.
guess what game just came out?
I think I might have an inkling, bro.
I think you do too. Go ahead, take a guess.
Sometimes you play a game for 25 years and you're in the middle of a subathon and you catch the latest iteration, beta access, and you need to see a physician because you've just been bricked up for like 4 or 5 days straight. And it's really, yeah. Yeah, man, CS2 is a beautiful thing, Slum. I literally dreamt about it last night. Not even kidding.
What was the dream?
I just hopping around in the map, dude. It wasn't anything crazy. I would just be hopping around the map, like kind of like one of those like very calm, like surf maps. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I was just exploring. I was on Inferno, new map. It was beautiful.
Inferno's
Absolutely
a new
stunning.
map just for CS2?
Inferno has been out for, I think, since 1.6.
Okay.
So it's one of the oldest maps in the game, but every iteration's a little bit different for every game.
Okay.
But this one in particular is stunning.
So you've been playing it on this subathon.
Yeah.
Why am I going to download this game? What's different? Why are you so bricked up about this game?
A few reasons. One, it's a free game in the current landscape of the gaming industry, right? CS is free. And that's a beautiful thing. No barrier of entry. That's why it's so wildly popular in countries like Brazil, where their tech and their games and stuff like that are particularly expensive versus what their yearly incomes are like, you know? It's an international esport that is the single most watchable esport / event for the layman. And that's why it's magic, because at its surface, you can easily watch it and be like, I understand what's happening. There's 5 people on this team. There's 5 people on that team. You shoot, you kill, you eliminate, right? You plant the bomb and then you have to defuse the bomb, right? It's very simple. It's very straightforward. However, the more you understand, the more you realize how insanely complicated it is. And it is the epitome of chess within the gaming industry. It is just purely chess, and it requires not only incredible game plans and executions on those game plans, but it requires nerves of steel to hit the shot when you need to hit the shot. And it requires you to be consistent, which is something that really separates the good from the best. Is okay, you can do this, but can you always do this? And the individual performances, the team performances are magical. And I think there's a lot of people who think about Counter-Strike in the sense of like, yeah, man, like this game, it's a dead game, right? Just only because they've heard about CS for 25 years, right? But in reality, if you look at the numbers on Steam charts for CSGO, not even this new CS2 iteration, CSGO just hit an all-time high peak like 2 weeks ago. And it's just constantly growing. And there's a lot of things that they do wrong. That has inhibited the growth. But I think that they are taking a very different approach with the professional scene for CS2 that will continue to inspire bigger, better things, which I'm really excited for.
I feel like hearing about a game for 25 years is the opposite of dead game.
You would think, but I think that's just like this short attention span, give me something new all the time mentality that not only a lot of the youth have right now, but a lot of gamers in general, right? They just want something new. They want something to be distracted with for a short period of time. The beauty of CS is that you can put 25 years in and still suck, like me. So, it's just that if you really enjoy the ongoing battle of self-improvement, if that's something that inspires you, CS is the game for you, 100%. And so it really just like taps into that for me, and I love it, man.
Okay. Well, what would you see? So my side is a little bit different. I feel like I can never get into the game. Every time I played the game, I freaking love the game, but I don't play enough to get better. and
Right.
all of my friends that play it are insanely talented. So I obviously can't play with them, and that's understandable. So what does someone like me do? Is the scrub league filled with hackers and toxic people? Like how does someone like me who might want to get into it play and get better?
I think you have two options, right? I think your one option is to find all new people to learn with,
Mm, okay.
somebody that you can put time in with and enjoy that collaborative teamwork experience. Because, yeah, of course, online random matchmaking for gaming is leaves a lot to be desired, right? As it does in any game, where one person can ruin the time of nine
Oh,
others, right?
oh.
And so I think it's really important to try to enjoy it with friends or somebody that, win or lose, you're still going to have a good time with each other. That's really important. And you're genuinely trying to win and still improve, right? That's also key. Not just for fun, but you want to take the time and think about and break down intelligently. Okay, what could I have done there? How did I misplay this? Right? Because that's actually how you get better. Like, you can put a ton of hours in. Your aim might get a little bit better. You learn the maps better and stuff like that. But the real sauce for giant, leaps and bounds is really breaking down, what do we mess up here? Every single L that you take, you really need to take a personal look at. And you can watch your VODs back, like in CS. You can download a match after the fact and watch it from any angle you want and see what the enemies were doing. You
Wait,
can, yeah, and
you can have a free camera go
free
around?
cam.
Really?
You download the node for the game. It's beautiful, and that's why there's so much great content creation in Counter Strike. Right? It's because you can capture things and from all the angles with all the settings you want, and just make your own cinematic masterpiece with it. It's very cool.
Where is that all stored?
It's in the clouds, bro. It's in the ether.
That's a lot, dude.
Yeah,
Holy
it's wild. I
crap.
mean, I don't know how they manage it. But yeah, you can download any match after the fact.
And that I remember I was blown away with another game that did that. I think you told me Rust does that somehow too,
Yep,
possibly. I
that's
love
correct.
that, dude.
Which
I
is even crazier because Rust is potentially 200 or 300 people, and the map size is like exponentially larger than a CS map, right? So how they manage that to capture just every moving part over 24/7, not just one match, but 24/7. The server stays live.
I love that, dude.
It's incredible.
That is awesome for content creators. Like,
Hmm.
oh my gosh, world of possibilities with that kind of stuff.
Gotta throw a shout out to one of my favorites on the Rust side of
Do it up.
things, Frost.
Oh my
If you haven't
god.
watched a Frost video on YouTube, highly recommend. One of my favorite creators in that game, and really just makes the most of the tool set that Rust has provided. So
Dude.
it's very cool. Check them out.
I barely play Rust. When I can, I get in with you and the gang, but I barely play it. And I remember Botmot one night, me, Botmot, and a couple other dudes were just having a watch party watching Frost.
Hmm.
Botmot put me
Hmm.
on to Frost, and dude, masterpieces, cinematic masterpieces. Stories are phenomenal. Quality is great. Production quality is great. All around, great content creator. Love it. Love the shout out.
Yeah, very cool. Big fan. Highly recommend.
I
But
saw
yeah, man, like CS. Go ahead.
I saw a clip of you
Oh
um,
yeah.
unlocking or something about a case. But Abe, while we dissect this, do you think you might be able to
Look
pull
that
this
one up.
up for me?
Yeah, let me look that one up now while you talk
I
about that.
appreciate that, and maybe we can get a little outside help as well.
I highlighted it.
Dude, so there's like case opening and stuff like that, and you pulled something insane out. Can you
Yeah,
take us through that?
so like obviously I think when people think about Counter-Strike these days, they think a lot about like the skin market, right? It's like CS skins are very prominent within the gaming sphere. Steam has its own marketplace. Every skin is an individual unique skin, right? Everyone is a different pattern on it, right? Like we have patterns and then they all cut from like a gigantic tapestry and they're numbered. And so like you get certain number patterns, right? For whatever skin it may be.
Hmm.
And they're constantly releasing new stuff. Some skins are really rare. Some skins are worth a lot of money. And there's this online market for Steam where people can buy and sell, right? So it's just a marketplace. And of course, Steam taking a little cut off the top for every single one of those transactions. On top of that, you have to buy a key to open a case, right? So they will drop you cases in a match. But if you get a case, the only way you're going to open is you buy a key for $2.50 a pop.
At 250.
About 250. And we've been obviously deep on the subathon, and people want to see some case openings because it's fun content, right? A little gamble for the boys. And so one night, we were, for gifteds, right? We were opening like 2 cases per 5 gifted, right? And so we caught a bunch of 5 gifteds, and that was really kind. And so we opened up 10 cases.
Dang.
Well, if we have the clip here, Abe will show you what happened on case number
I'm
7.
trying to find
How
it.
was the
I don't
energy
know why
leading
I
up
can't-
to this? Case 1.
As it is with most of these cases, obviously your odds of catching something that is not rare is very high. Those are called blues. Those are the non-ideal skins, right? And
Okay.
so the blue skins were plentiful leading up to this. Like, we were definitely going to catch an L if we didn't hit something decent, right? And for clarity, 10 cases. If I'm buying the cases too, I bought each case for $1.21 a piece.
I thought it was 250.
That's for the key. I had to buy the cases.
my
I didn't earn the
gosh.
case by playing.
So key and case cost money.
Key and case cost money.
So it's $1.75 or at $3.75.
Yes.
All right.
About $3.75 a piece.
Okay.
Times 10.
Ooh.
Now we're almost to $40.
Okay.
All right. And so this was,
You're a
this
degen.
was case
I get
number 7.
Okay.
Sometimes you get it twisted.
All right. So we're about to watch this clip right now. This is the kit.
Mhm.
This is the case.
That's the one.
What do we got here? All right. So we see the case. Scrolling. There's a bunch of stuff scrolling. Okay. Okay. Whoa. What is that? Oh my. All right. So you're freaking out. I have never seen you freak out like that in my life. All right. So he jumped up. For those listening, he jumped up. He is just excited, clapping, shouting.
I think I went triple Tiger Woods there.
Oh my
I think
gosh.
I did three fist pumps for sure.
It was 3 Tiger Woods for
Your
sure.
hair's
3
all
Tiger Woods.
swooping.
Oh yeah,
what's
I
this?
think I'm a little sweaty over there.
So what is that? What is that? Pause at the end for me, Abe. What is that item?
So that's a knife.
Okay.
Knife skin. So you can see that, like, obviously it came in a box. There was like a big gold emblem that was like a question mark, basically.
Yeah.
That is either going to be a knife or a pair of gloves.
Okay.
These are 2 rarest items in the game. Depends on the case that you're opening, which one it's going to be.
Gloves and knives.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is? Because you see the gloves all the time.
Because you see them every single.
Okay.
Yeah, you always have a knife. You always have your gloves, right? So, ironically, knives are more pricey than gloves usually on average. Even though gloves you always see. Knives are only out when you pull it out, but they have some really cool animations for, like, we'll call it unsheathing, switching to your knife or whatever.
Yeah.
And it depends on which kind of knife it is, right? So, like a flip knife or like a butterfly knife, it does like the little flourish.
Yep.
And then there's an alternate of each of these also. So
Very
they put
cool.
some time and effort into it for the game to make it, very unique and different. And again, there's different ratings for all of these skins, right? So they have different patterns, and then they have a float for that pattern. So I have a very specific pattern here.
Okay.
And then I have a float which determines how nice it looks. So there's some scuffing around the edge there.
Oh.
And yeah, so like on the blade, like
Uh-huh.
a really, like something that would be called factory new would cover the entire thing. There would be no scuffs,
Oh,
right?
snap.
But then there's like battle scarred, which is like extra scuffed.
I got a question.
Yeah.
So
And that affects value.
Okay,
obviously.
sure. So you pulled that.
Mhm.
This exact item traded and traded and traded. Does it start to get worn down, or does it always just stay like
No,
that?
it stays.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it stays.
Okay.
And so you can also get alternate variants. They're called stat track, which count the number of kills that you get on it,
I seen that.
which is cool.
Okay.
So that also increases value. But this knife right here is around $185 value.
Damn.
And it's not considered like a good knife. And can we read that at the top there, Abe? What it is?
Falchion knife, bright water.
There it is.
Wow.
I think that was field tested ish.
That's
somewhere
they-
between
that's the
field tested and
quality.
midwear.
Field tested.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is more wear more desired or less wear? Like, what's the?
It actually,
or does it
ironically, it
vary?
depends on the skin.
Okay.
So
okay.
some skins have extra wear on them, and because it's like really rare to be that scuffed, it will take on a whole different look in game. Like because it's so worn, some of them might be completely blacked out, or it'd just be a different color. And it's so rare that you see that now they have innate value, even though it's supposed to be the scuffed one. It's very cool, honestly. Like I really like that. Like maybe you catch the most scuffed one possible. Like Sean has an AK that is the ugliest thing I've ever seen, but he loves it because you never see it like that. It's very interesting.
I didn't know
Yeah.
So
Sean
this is
was.
worth 185. You said.
Oh, that's $185. Yeah.
So you saw.
But it's not even a good one.
It's
No,
a good one.
No,
in
but
the
I mean,
grand
like
scheme
in
of
the grand
things,
scheme.
there are knives that are 150 grand Slum. So like,
When are we gonna pull that one?
Wow.
wouldn't that be
All right, let's
something,
case
bro?
it up tonight, dude. Case it up. Catch it here.
This is how
Markstrom.
you get it
Twitch.
twisted, chat.
Oh wait, never mind. Don't
Yeah.
do that.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, no.
Yeah, don't do that.
Do not gamble. You will lose. Okay. There's our disclaimer.
I don't know. Earlier in chat today,
We're gonna have to
someone
get a
was
hotline.
telling us how to profit. If you play the lottery, statistically, you can profit. I'm over here like, dude, what are you talking about? Relax. Anyway, so thoughts on Counter-Strike 2 beta so far?
Very pleased. I think there's some things that they still got to flesh out. Some settings that I got to type in every time to make it feel smooth and feel right. But
Okay.
you know, it will absolutely get there. And this is obviously a beta. This is the point of it. They're stress testing it for everyone, and I think upon launch we'll be pretty stoked about it.
Very
I think
nice.
just technologically speaking, it's brought a lot to the table as far as the visual and sound aesthetic, much improved. This is on their brand new source engine. And then on top of that, they have new what they call sub-tick servers. So the idea is that instead of 64 tick servers, which are like notoriously really bad and always been used for CS in matchmaking, you would go to a third-party website to play legitimate CS, like Faceit or ESEA, and they would provide 128 ticks. So it's literally twice as fast for updating, like, you know, the actual netcode. And so they came up with a new technology called Subtick, which is now in the game in its original feature set that you don't have to go to some third party thing for.
Sure.
And yeah, so it should be a big improvement when everything gets ironed out. And then on top of that, they changed a core mechanic of the game in the way that utility interacts with each other. So the big change is that HE grenades disperse smokes. So smoke grenades once upon a time were all client side, and so they didn't look the same to everybody.
What are you?
So
what?
if you threw a smoke in a server, someone may be able to see you and you can't see them.
That's the only utility
And
that
people-
you need to look the same on everyone on
That's
everyone's
correct.
computer.
Yeah, so people would figure out ways to replicate this consistently, and those were called one-way smokes. And so you'd learn different one-ways, right? And so yeah, I mean it's brutal, right? And so now they have it's all server side, not client side.
Okay.
And they are volumetric, so they fill space really
Ooh.
like very uniquely every single time. It's
I like that
very
word.
nice.
That's a good word.
Yeah. Yeah. But on top of that, now HE grenades disperse smoke. And so you can do a play where say you're CT and you're holding mid on Inferno. We pulled this off on the first night that we played, and it was really fun. I'm opping, which is my primary role. It's a sniper for people that don't know. And I'll have a rifler sit with me holding like boiler. And so we'll smoke off mid, or they will smoke off mid, depending on, you know, sometimes the other team does. And so the teammate will throw an HE just right in front of us, and it'll blow up the smoke. And I'm sitting behind the smoke already, pre-aimed towards where I think they're going to be, looking down the scope. You get the pick, and then the smoke re-blooms in that spot. And so it allows you to get a kill without getting traded, which is literally the name of the game in CS. So it's very cool how they've really innovated a way that changes the game at its core when it's still essentially the same game for the last 25 years. So very clever.
That's the name of the game, dude.
Yeah, very clever stuff. And I think it will make for like really exciting professional play as well. I'm excited to see how pros use this. Because I mean, if it's something that like even just like your run of the mill pleb can pull off, then yeah, they'll do some crazy stuff with it for sure.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yep.
You know what's another game that I would like to get into, but it's a big lift for me to get into?
What's that?
Fallout.
Okay.
So have you played Fallout?
So Fallout New Vegas was the first game that I ever streamed.
Okay.
Ever.
Really?
Yeah. That was the first game I ever streamed, Fallout New Vegas.
How long did you stream that for?
How long?
Yeah.
I beat it in about 2 weeks, week and a half, 2 weeks.
All right.
I was really taking my time with it. Also, like I didn't play it when it first came out. I think I played this was like 2015, right?
Okay.
When I first started streaming, and I just I want to play Fallout, but I didn't know how to. I wanted to mod it, right? Because I wanted it to look really nice, right? And obviously, like modding and game design's always been something that I'm interested in, and so like that was a fun project for me to make the game look as nice as possible by bringing in different mods. But I didn't know exactly what I was doing, and I was like, well, I could just stream this, and maybe people from the Fallout community will help me set up the mods if I had run into any issues. And then they can also like I will have some sort of shared experience on this game because that's really what I'm looking for always in gaming. So this was like after all my buddies like no longer lived where I lived, right? So I just didn't have that like in person like playing a couch single player, couch co-oping a single player campaign, or I didn't have that available anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I booted up the old OBS and got to it, figured it out. And the cool part was that the people that tuned in to help me ended up staying and watching for like the whole playthrough. Like the first like 3 or 4 people is awesome.
Very nice. And then they left.
But
forever?
I think like the Fallout community is very ride or die. Well, I stopped playing Fallout. Yeah, they're gone. That was it. That was it. The only OG that stuck around is you. All right.
Yeah, but I didn't even know you started with Fallout.
Yeah, man. And then because I was watching a bunch of DayZ content creators like Jam and B and Anthony and all those guys, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna stream this too. Like we'll see how it goes. And yeah, that's when you found me.
All right. Well, let's go back to Fallout for a second, because on the topic of making Fallout look cool, it seems that Amazon is doing a Fallout TV series.
That could be good, but I'm curious what kind of like what is it actually going to be based on? You know what I mean? Like, is it going to be like the New Vegas vibes? Like what timeline? What are we talking?
Okay, well,
because there's a big difference between like Obsidian Fallout New Vegas and Bethesda Fallout 76.
Okay. Abe, do we possibly have any info in the?
I'm looking through here for the specifics. It takes place in Los Angeles.
Okay.
And it's based on a vault number 33. It's trying to.
So some sort of nuclear post-apocalyptic out west type deal.
Can we play that video? All right, we're about to do. This seems like a teaser at a conference. So the video is a little janky, but we're able to see.
Yeah, the quality is terrible, but
that's fine. That's fine for those listening.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so here we go. What do we got here? Okay,
drone action.
Well, looks like some spaceship / drone in the desert.
Huh?
There's more
so it's
people.
Live action.
Yeah. I thought there was only one person in Fallout.
No.
No? Okay. All right. Okay. Oh. There was some.
Yeah, they do like a lot of like alternate history type stuff in Fallout.
Okay. Did that guy not have a nose? Looked like that guy didn't have a nose for a second. Okay.
Yes.
Because of nuclear damage?
Yeah, so that's actually a reference or a nod to one of the DLCs actually for New Vegas. Yeah.
Oh, so that's a pro, right? That's
cool.
A plus right
there. That's a pro. I think it's a pro for sure.
Okay. Very cool.
Interesting.
All right. So 2024.
All right.
Abe, was there crowd roaring, you think?
They're pretty excited for it. Yeah,
I see some claps.
Oh,
awesome. All right. So if you're interested in seeing that teaser, it was a pretty nice little teaser. Just Google it up, and maybe soon they'll actually have like a actual video teaser.
This is from Amazon.
Oh yeah.
So what has Amazon done for series, for reboots and stuff like that?
Not the greatest track record on some of them. They did do the Lord of the Rings series,
which I literally could not watch. I couldn't do it.
Probably not the most well received.
No, and for good reason, man. And I'm not one to tear things down. Like I try not to. I try to give everything a fair shot. It was unwatchable for me personally. I found it completely unwatchable. And ironically, it was like at the same time that House of Dragons had just came out, and people didn't want to give House of Dragons a glowing praise because they're so upset with how regular Game of Thrones ended.
I liked it.
But I'll tell you what, I loved every second of House of Dragons. I thought it was amazing.
Yeah, dude.
I thought it was super hype.
Very good.
Yeah, and I think like it really brought it back to a lot of the original house politics and all like the dialogue scenes and like because that's the part that made me fall in love with Game of Thrones to begin with, right? But once it got to like all of the nonstop action and battles, right? The thrilling conclusion, but all goofy and condensed. That obviously got it really off the tracks from what I think a lot of people enjoyed most about the show. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Amazon also did the Halo series, the live action Halo.
Yeah, never heard of it.
That I didn't explore because I saw
watched
a trailer
a couple
of that.
episodes.
Okay,
not
what'd you
very
think?
good either. Not very good.
Okay, unlucky.
Pretty bad.
I can't win them all.
And I don't think we've had a lot of success with the video game.
I was gonna say
series.
I don't think
Last of Us.
Amazon has had any success with the games
Last of Us
either.
was good. That did very well, but The Witcher has become an abomination.
I freaking love that show.
Yeah,
I absolutely love that show. Even the last series that just came out.
You like that? You like
love
season
it,
3,
dude? Just because of what's his name, Henry Cavill or something?
Yeah, great
Dude.
guy.
You're not gonna love it anymore, though.
Great.
He's gone.
I know. I'm a Markstrom. He let me know before. This was a while ago. He told me about that. A little upsetting, but I like that guy. Every video I see of that guy, he's just genuine,
phenomenal
sounding dude. All about the gaming stuff. Yeah. So I really like The Witcher. You guys didn't like The Witcher?
I loved season 1.
Season. Yeah.
Just one?
Season 2 got worse, and season 3 felt like a show on the CW.
Yeah, it did. That's a great description.
That I just the entire time, every scene, I'm just cringing, dude. And
it's like Green Arrow or one of the.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Yep,
Dang.
That's exactly what it felt like, and I was losing my mind. So I totally see why that is no longer a thing, and obviously we all wish Henry the best in his next endeavor.
Well, isn't it? It's still being done with one of the Hemsworths, though, right? Isn't it Liam?
Yeah, Liam.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Speaking of brand new series that just came out, One Piece live action. And I've heard from people in chat nonstop for the last like 3 or 4 days that it's really good, which is never the case when you do a live action for anime, especially. That never goes well. I can't tell you how many Dragon Ball Z live actions I've seen and just
or the Cowboy Bebop one. That was very bad.
Yeah, brutal.
Did Tubalard 92 come in and tell you about One Piece? He's all about One Piece.
He's a guy. He's a One Piece kind of guy. My brother's a One Piece kind of guy. So
okay, all right.
I know about the Luffy.
All right, so we don't. I don't know about Luffy. Whatever the heck.
You don't know about Luffy?
No.
All right.
So all right. Witcher fell off. I liked it. Halo series, no one ever gave a shot. So Fallout series coming from Amazon.
It's a hard maybe, man.
It's a hard maybe.
Because, again, within the gaming sphere, they've had 5-6 projects, 4 of them completely canceled. One of them is New World, which is still just doesn't have an end game 3 years later. It's rough, bro. I don't know, man.
There.
And here's the thing. It's like there's going to be growing pains because they don't have an original. It's not like they're a game studio, right? They have all the resources in the world to try and build one out. But that doesn't mean it's going to, you can throw all the money in the world at something, but doesn't mean you're going to be able to produce at a level that people are looking for, especially when you have to report to Amazon higher ups. And we all have seen what that has done for certain gaming platforms. So
I don't think they would need a gaming studio to be able to make a product, a video product or a series product to follow the game. I think they just have to be very close, intertwined, bring the right people in that understand the game, understand the lore, understand what's
Oh,
important.
no, not even that. I think that there's a chance that Fallout's okay. I have more faith in them creating some sort of like cinematic piece rather than like an actual game.
Isn't that
Um,
that's what they're doing, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just saying that a lot of the times with Amazon, I think it really comes down to the bottom line
Uh-huh.
and being very risk averse and not putting the money into things despite having all the resources in the world and trying to squeeze every little drop they can here and there. And it comes back to bite them.
Mm. Mm, mm,
So we'll
mm.
see. Time will tell.
Okay. So this is on the topic of the film industry, the TV show industry, the game industry. It looks like there is a strike going on right now that has to do with
Mm.
the
Mhm.
likeness of so like artificial intelligence and digital likeness of whether an actor or a character.
Right.
Abe, is that accurate? Would you say about this?
Yeah. I mean, if you take the Writers Guild of America and that whole strike and
Mhm.
SAG's inclusion in that strike, and then just picked it up and placed it on top of video games, it's like the same argument. It's
Right.
residuals,
Okay.
AI replacement, all the same things that they were complaining about from the Writers Guild perspective in the movie industry, television industry, now being applied to video game industry with voice acting and the likeness, like you talked about being in the games. Like the Forced Unleashed, I think that character was based off of the dude from Shameless. I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Frank?
Ian
But
is his character
Oh.
name,
yeah,
but I can't.
Ian from Shameless.
Okay.
But like that kind of stuff, in addition to they do use writers for the story aspects of a lot of these games and stuff too. So some of those elements too.
Well, what do you think about digital likeness and voice? Like, do you
What's
think you
really
need to?
interesting is this even like this isn't like a new thing. Like
Mhm.
this goes all the way back to the original Last of Us.
Okay.
The original Last of Us, that character was 100% based on modern day Elliot Page.
Oh,
100%.
I remember when you were playing
Yes.
it. Is it
It's
Elliot
wild.
now? Oh yeah, it's Elliot
Yes.
now.
Yeah.
I remember you saying or you playing it, and I was like, "Is that actor?" Because it
Yep.
looked just like that actor.
Is wild.
So
Absolutely
that
wild.
wasn't that person.
Yeah, they sued. They for
sued?
sure. No. And even then, like the character's name was L, right?
Yeah, it
I'm
was.
Yeah. So it was crazy. Yeah. And they were like they weren't even contacted by the studio. Like the game just came out and they were just like broadsided by it. Wild.
That's very interesting.
So
All right.
This
So
isn't
what do you
even the
think?
first time that they strike against this too. SAG did the same exact thing in 2017.
right. And I mean, like, and so I get it. Like that should not be the case where you don't work with somebody and then all of a sudden like you are this basically like the poster person for this project that you didn't get paid for or compensated for. Like that's your identity.
Correct. And not just paid or
However-
compensated for it. You have no say in what they do. Like they could have made that
Correct.
character
What they
look
did.
horrible and do terrible things. And
Correct.
that's defamation.
And it could have a terrible impact on the rest of their career because now people associate through that form of media all those awful things with you.
Yep.
Like people get typecast, right? Like for certain roles, and then they can't play anything else because you're just that person.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, imagine somebody doing that and basically typecasting you without your consent. That's crazy.
So what do you think with voice as well? And it's just going to get worse, like the ability to really copy like exactly. What do you
Right.
do you think they need to sign like a type of contracts that you can use my likeness, you can use my voice? I would say yes to that. But then how do you narrow in on every little thing? Because once they have your digital likeness, they could do anything with it and they'll find any hole in the contract,
Right.
any loophole, any corner to cut around. They'll find it.
I think right now it's the Wild West, and like that's
Oh,
why
yeah.
it is so important for them to be on strike and to fight for their rights on this front. Because if they don't, they are going to get shafted here. That being said, I also think there's a lot to said about making yourself irreplaceable in any industry. And it would be, it's hard to say that like, it all depends on the proficiency of the AI over time, right? If it genuinely can replace the potential for actors or voice actors at the very least. I mean, let's not even like consider video. Let's say like everything can be absolutely wonderfully voice acted by computers that aren't based on someone.
It's
Is that a
there.
right that human beings have to have that job or profession over a computer that does it for cheap or for free?
Well, first off, it's there, dude. I use a software, and there's a bunch of settings. Some people just throw it in and get an
Mhm.
output, and they're like, oh, it's not there yet, dude. If you mess with the settings, there's like 4 sliders on this program that I use, and you could tweak it.
Right.
It's there. It
But
is
it's not
already
like
there.
automation hasn't replaced jobs already
I
over
hear you.
however many years. You know what I mean?
I
And
hear you.
so is
I
this
think
any different?
there's some
Well,
iconic games that have already been done with voices. Though, look at Nathan Fillion in Destiny.
Mhm.
Like that, you can't have an AI. I think the fans would riot. I mean, that guy, they love him as that voice.
I'm
Right.
I'm not arguing that a robot can't do it. That's fine. If you have a voice that's combined 100 different voices and made out of thin air, great. What I think it is, are they saying you can't use our voice against our, like, without our permission? Are
And
they
that's super
taking
fair
people's
for sure.
I would agree to that.
But if that's going to be the case, then are they just going to end up getting replaced altogether?
For sure. But something like Morgan Freeman's voice, dude, like,
yeah, iconic.
iconic. And that's
Iconic,
only
man.
built up through years of him being there and doing things. How do you build up that type of loyal fan base and iconicness? I don't know if that's a
Have
word.
a great story that people get invested in. We're humans at the end of the day, and having a great story is literally everything. How do you think Nathan Fillion became so beloved by fans?
I don't know who Nathan Killian is, dude.
Fillion. Okay. Well, you can't win them all. But
I'm sure he's a great guy.
we're going to get Slum on Firefly stat, boys. Don't worry.
Yeah,
Anyone
Firefly?
listening to this,
You would not believe your eyes.
different kind.
Oh, yeah.
No.
All right.
Less iconic. That was a little less iconic.
All right. So using voices and faces without signed permission and in bad ways is not ethical.
Yeah.
But if you can generate something that's
Mhm.
not taking, how many people do you have to combine to be okay in your mind? So if I take 3 faces from famous actors and combine them, is there a certain threshold that you need to be above? Like, how many is if I put you and me together and they made a face,
Right.
and that was like a famous face in a video game, would we be like, dude,
I feel like you're describing the process for making Pineapple Express right now.
okay, that's a
But
great movie.
I'm listening.
Great movie. And okay.
Yeah, but the strain.
So
Right.
how diluted does it have to be
I hear you.
before we're okay with it?
And how different do they have to be from one another? I mean, there's some actors that are almost interchangeable. You know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you mean. Can you extrapolate on that?
I'm just saying, like, if you take me and you take Matt Damon and you put us together, like, how different is it going to look? You know what I mean?
my
I don't know.
gosh. Oh, I don't know, dude. I don't know. But
I don't know.
I would say 2, I'm definitely not okay with. Maybe it has to
Yeah.
get diluted by about like 5.
Okay.
But then again, how do you even know if the code and the software isn't like open for us
That's
to
what that's what I mean about actual proficiency.
Yeah, you do look like this guy. For those listening, who that's supposed to be Matt Damon in
That's Matt Damon from
that's
Team
Team
America.
America.
Team
World
America.
Police.
Oh god,
It's a little bit different
dude,
of a
you
role,
look just
but
like that guy.
the square head and the
Holy
butt chin are there,
crap,
bro. That's
dude.
for sure.
And
Yeah.
the cross eyes.
What? Come
Yeah,
on,
dude.
man. All right.
Jesus. All right,
We're
so
14 days into a subathon. I may have crossed eyes. I don't know.
So
That's possible.
to wrap it up, are they still striking? Is
Yes.
they're still striking?
Ongoing.
They're still striking.
Okay.
And in addition to the rights and things that you said, I think what could solve this for all of them is just additional compensation,
Getting
residuals.
paid. Imagine.
That's what it really comes down to is residuals too, not just
man.
getting paid up front.
The
I think
squeaky
people would be,
wheel gets the grease.
yeah.
But
I think they'd be a
residuals-
lot more inclined to let you use them however you'd like if you paid them a lot of money to do so.
For sure. Are
Yeah.
they saying we're going to use your digital likeness and not pay you?
Well, I think that they're paying them, but the crux of this, and this is also what happens with a lot of the new movie rights and especially TV series, is the residual payments, and they're often very low. And you turn out a video game, especially like Destiny, using Nathan Fillion as an example, right? You got Destiny sales, you got DLCs left and right that are all based off of that game that are coming. The money is printing itself with those types of games, and they're not kicking those residuals back.
I think your royalty negotiation is crucial. I don't think that's like
You gotta be Michael Jordan's mom, dude.
Yeah.
You gotta be Michael Jordan's mom in this. If you're not, then that's kind of on you.
Correct. If you think these
but
companies
here's the problem.
Go ahead.
You have to be so good that you can be Michael Jordan's mom. Because if you're not, someone's gonna do it for less.
Oh, absolutely.
In the world of competition, and again, like I mentioned before, all of these companies, including the movie industry, especially the movie industry, are risk adverse. And this is why people like Matt Damon and Ben Affleck are always talking about like why, when they get asked, why are movies not like what they used to be? Their first answer is all these studios are so bottom line obsessed that they are unwilling to take any risk. They will make a movie for the bare minimum. And if it makes money, great. And if they break even, good enough. And that's it. And they're not trying to make masterpieces. They're not trying to go out on a limb and do something different. That's why so many good scripts get shot down these days. And that's why current day cinematic is just, I don't know, current day cinema is just like very underwhelming, aside from a few, here and there.
Can we farm some scripts and make an indie movie, dude? We
absolutely could.
We have the capability to make something amazing. Now, resources and planning and all this stuff, that's something different. But like, we could literally shoot a movie. So maybe if you guys are listening and you know some script writers or some people that are doing it, send them our way, dude.
This is the reason why like Marvel has like 50 plus movies right now in their universe, right?
Yeah, and only one
because they have a loyal
now.
fan base and it prints money. And 95% of these movies are terrible.
Oh, terrible,
no hate,
dude.
No hate, but from a acting, dialogue,
CGI.
Plot, CGI, like all of it.
When the budget's not there for one of these movies, it's so bad. It is so bad.
What was that recent one? The series with the
was it a girl superhero
or whatever? Yeah,
I
the final fight scene was the worst thing. Dude, I can't remember the name of it.
Don't do it.
Awful.
If the budget is not there for CGI, just go practical and dumb it down a little bit.
Do what you can.
Bro, it just doesn't make sense sometimes. Maybe one episode we should look at like crappy CGI like that. That'd be fun. But I want to do a transition. Since we're talking about the film industry, since we're talking about CGI, I saw something that is absolutely mind blowing.
What'd you get?
Absolutely crazy. So,
what cooked your noodle?
Let me paint this picture for you.
Okay.
So we all know what a green screen is, right?
Sure.
So for those who don't know, a green screen is something that you put behind an actor and you film them, and in post-editing, you remove the green and put your own background back there, right?
Okay.
So say if I wanted to put you on a cliff in the sunset or something like that, I would film you in front of a green screen, remove the green screen, and replace it with the cliff and the sunset. Here's the issue, though. You can get really good results doing that, but I'm sure we've all seen videos of people trying green screen and it just doesn't look good. And one of the reasons, I would say the biggest reason, is because they don't match lighting. So if I'm putting you on a cliff for the sunset and I film you with a 1-point light and it's pure white, it's not orange. When I try to add you into that scene, it's gonna be like, what the heck? This guy was filmed in a studio, obviously. It's
Can
not.
I stop you for a second?
Go ahead.
Because here you are saying that you enjoyed the most recent Witcher season.
Yeah.
And that is like the number one complaint I had every single scene. And that's why I thought it looked like they were on the CW, man, because the budget was a joke and the lighting made them look like they were from Wizard of Oz, man.
Bro,
There's like a flat background back there.
Bro,
and the lighting was all off and they were super hard white front lighted. I was losing my mind.
I am open to be persuaded, but you better stand on that and show me which scene, because
I will show you.
I don't think I saw a lot of
friend.
stuff. I remember in that scene I saw some blood, slow motion blood when he sliced. It looked pretty good. Lighting was good. Anyway, let's not go too far into the woods about The Witcher.
Slum over here, Dexter, blood analyst.
Anyway,
spatter, bro.
So that is the biggest thing when compositing, is what you call removing green screen and trying to blend everything. Compositing.
Yeah.
Lighting is the biggest thing. So I've been in that situation where I wanted to try to composite someone in a scene and the lighting just wasn't there. And usually there's nothing you can really do about it. You can add a tint or anything like that, but if you're viewing right now, you see some shade here, some light here. Whatever color you turn that into, that's going to stay the same type of shade, light. Now, if you're watching this podcast, I saw this thing, I believe it's called Switch Light. Okay. So what you do is you film in front of the green screen, just light it normally. That's fine. Whatever, just have good lighting. And what this does is it builds what they call a depth map. So that means a 3D software from the video you took. A 3D software will be able to say, okay, there's depth on your nose. There's depth under your cheekbones. This is where your chin rolls off. Just from one flat video, no sensors, no nothing. So, Abe, roll that video for me.
So it's literally figuring out the topography of your face.
Correct. So what we're look. So for those watching, it's a guy filming himself, and we see it. He took his video, flat video, into what we call Unreal Engine, what everyone calls Unreal Engine, and he's manipulating a light in Unreal Engine. And it's actually manipulating the light on his flat video in the correct pattern. That's wild. This is mind-blowing stuff. Because usually you can't enhance lighting. When you have a flat green screen footage, that lighting is cooked in there. You're not doing anything about it. What? What happened?
You know what this means?
A bunch of stuff. But what are you thinking?
But for all of the alerts that we do on stream,
dude,
I can give you my footage. You don't even get to complain at me anymore about the lighting, bro. We got the technology now.
That's not true, because this requires a lot more processing. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. You still have to know what you're doing. If you match lighting, practically is always better and quicker. However, if you're like doing something wild and you want to do some like space scenes and stuff, like
I'm trying to get wild, Slum.
This is crazy, dude. It builds a depth map that a 3D software can register and understand from a flat video, dude. A flat video. Where is it pulling this depth data from?
That's the power of AI, baby.
AI, dude. So for those who are listening, I want you to watch this video. So let me shout this guy out. Abe, what's this guy's YouTube name?
Is Joshua M. Kerr.
Joshua M. Kerr. I really like this guy. He just does.
How do you spell that last name?
Kerr.
Like Steve Kerr.
Steve Kerr.
Got it.
He does a lot of filmmaking and just like do-it-yourself stuff, and I really, really like this guy, and he's pushing the envelope with this. This is just crazy, guys. So I really want you guys to check this guy out. And if you're into virtual production, if you're into production at all, this is something that can set you apart from your competition. Because I know I do a lot of green screen work, and now I can be even more confident if the lighting's not right, or if we want to do something super freaking wild, we can give it a go.
I like it.
I like it too, dude.
That's hype.
That is hype.
We got some new alerts coming up. We're gonna have to.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So I transitioned into that because the timing was right, and I was super excited to hear about this. But
I'm glad you're hyped, bro.
Do you want to hear about something? This topic made it onto our agenda 2 weeks in a row, and last week I avoided it. But
I want to talk about it so bad.
Abe's really hyped up on this one, bro.
All right, what do you got, Abe?
All right. So the claim was made in chat about 2 weeks ago, a little over that.
Okay.
That your go-to McDonald's order is 2 quarter pounders with Big Mac sauce and 40 nuggets.
Yes. It used to be
like
50.
Every time you go, that's what you get.
Yes, but you guys have to understand, I don't eat McDonald's anymore. So I'd rather refer to it in a Chick-fil-A order because I eat Chick-fil-A often now.
So that's the equivalent of like 2 spicy chicken sandwiches with a bunch of mayo added on top of them and 40 chicken nuggets.
So we do 2 spicy chicken sandwich, 8 strips, and a medium fry, no salt nowadays. But yeah, dude, when I used to do McDonald's, that was the order. And me and my brother, we used to get that all the time. Then Wendy's is also the same type of thing. 2 Son of Baconators, 50 nuggets. That's it, dude. Like, because nuggets.
How do you look the way you do? I don't understand this.
Well, I mean, exercise, dude. I'm not saying you can eat all that shit and exercise and not become extremely unhealthy. It is not healthy to do that. Don't do that. But when I was younger and I had a higher metabolism, I would do that quite often. And me and Nooch, I don't know how Nooch did it, to be honest.
Hey,
yeah.
What don't you understand about him using AI for his video feed, bro? He's got the technology, man.
Yeah.
Right. Not as fit as he seems.
Yeah, right. This is not possible
He's
yet.
waving his hands around.
We just saw how you could. We just saw how you can trick us with lighting. Don't be doing
trying to break the
We know what you're doing.
Real time.
Yeah, we're advanced enough.
Real time.
Hey, man, you never know.
Anyway,
that is wild.
I enjoy nuggets. There's always room for nuggets. It's like those sugar donuts at the Chinese buffet. There's always room for nuggets. They don't get you full. In my opinion, nuggets do not get you full, dude. I'll eat 100
take
of them.
The sugar donut and go over to the soft serve machine and put a little soft serve on top of the sugar donut.
That's disgusting, dude.
That's a man after my own heart, bro.
Buffet.
Oh my lord. Hey, about here talking my language, bro.
Yeah,
you gotta use all your resources that are available to you.
My other brothers used to do that too. Dude, I remember one day we were at the Chinese buffet and I ate like 8 sugar donuts, and these are big ones, dude. They're not the tiny ones. This was before, this is before economy, and they had to start shrinkflation. These things were big, dude. So I ate 8 of them, and then I was like, oh, I think I'm done, dude. I don't really think I can eat anymore. And I had one still on my plate though, but I was done. Cracked a fortune cookie open, said, "Don't stop now." I ate that last sugar donut, baby. Bro, those things are so good.
That's our movie right there.
There you go. They're so good.
A motto that he's lived by to this day, ladies and gentlemen. Look at him now.
Don't stop now.
Yeah.
That's where average people stop. You're not average.
I'm different.
Yeah, you're definitely different.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so what's this?
Jeez.
With that kind of order, with the 2 quarter pounders and 50 nuggets, you might need one of these bad boys. The future of pooping?
I've been trying to find a picture of this. I can't, because they don't have a picture of the model out there.
Maybe for the best. Go ahead.
But with some new usage of 3D printing technology, they're able to basically 3D print, essentially toilets out of different materials than not just your standard porcelain models.
Sure.
Okay.
And basically, they've created a toilet that is made out of abrasive resistant, like super slippery technology that's then fabricated using laser 3D printing.
Okay.
And it basically is just nothing can stick to this.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter how terrible your dumpies are. If you blast that thing out, it is not sticking to this toilet.
So you're saying this is a skid mark free toilet?
Correct. It is quite literally
interesting.
I doubt
the
that.
slickest toilet available.
Well, depends on the user, Slum. So yeah, I bet you doubt that.
Go ahead, beta test it, send it my way. Do you think you still need water in there, right? It's not that.
Yeah, so it functions just like a normal toilet. It's just that the material that it's made out of is designed out of some kind of polymer that is completely abrasive resistant.
Okay.
Nothing sticks to it. I don't
Got a
think it's
question,
probably
though.
good to be flushing those microplastics down the toilet. That's probably not a good thing getting the old water supply. But
Right.
What's your question?
Here's what I'm thinking. Is this a net positive or are we breaking even here? Because we are losing the satisfaction of peeing those away. You know what I mean? Like
interesting.
doing a little work on it. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like
deep, dude.
you're going pee and you're like, I got a pretty good flow going on right now. Let me see if I can blast this one off a little bit.
And then you start running out, and you're like, "Oh God, dude, it's not all the way gone. You really got to force this last little piece."
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
gosh.
you're doing community service at that point. You know what I mean? It's like you're washing graffiti off of a side of a building, dude. Same thing.
How do you
I don't
get
know.
the
I'm just
skid
trying
marks?
to do my part. You feel me?
How do you get the skid marks out of the upper tank?
Well, you probably shouldn't get them in there to begin with. As it
yeah, I
turns
don't know
out.
what you're not supposed to use that part.
Oh shit! I thought
No, that's
No?
off limits. That's restricted zone.
that's where you do your taxes on that little table. All right. So it says, notably, even after abrading to 1,000 cycles
Okay.
of abrasion using sandpaper, so they
Okay.
scrubbed it with sandpaper 1,000 times. The ARSFT, they might have to change their name a little bit, maintains its record-breaking super slippery capability. That's a record, dude. Super slippery
friction,
capability.
man.
The concept of the
My
3D
favorite is the stuff that they tested on this. Did you read that part?
Go ahead, read it for me. Where are we at?
It basically, as a result, the as prepared RSIFT remains clean after contacting with various liquids such as milk, yogurt, highly sticky honey, starch, gel, mixed congee, and I think that was it. So basically,
Is no one pooping
honey,
in this toilet right now? Because I don't care about yogurt, dude. That's not even the same thing.
super sticky honey though. Little Mike's Hot.
I need it battle tested.
I'd like Mike's Hot Honey.
I'd like to see the next article after they do some beta testing.
I've got this one pinned. So
all right,
if we get back to the toilet advancements,
we'll keep our eye on it.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that
for the people.
Oh man. Okay, so I think we covered.
Has tech gone too far?
We covered the. Has tech gone too far? Is that one of our things on here, or are you just asking me that?
That's a serious question, bro.
I don't know. I feel like.
Are we trying to do too much?
No, dude, because I think we have to innovate to move forward.
I'm all about innovation, but at what point are we just,
solving problems that don't exist?
Exactly.
I don't know, dude. I think you have
I've seen refrigerators that can play Skyrim, dude. Like you can't sit there and tell me that is necessary.
Is that a special
Skyrim in your
special gaming piece? Is that a special refrigerator, or is it like just you could program any fridge to do that? I don't even have a screen on mine.
They're getting to a point where like you can play games on your Tesla, you can play games on your refrigerator, you can do everything, bro. It's like you probably shouldn't be doing that while you're standing in the middle of the kitchen. You probably shouldn't be doing that while you're driving a vehicle. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right.
It feels like a lot, bro.
Is there, this is pretty wild. Is there an example of this? Is this what Abe's pulling up right now?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let's see it. This is a fridge. This is
it's a mini fridge.
This is a Heineken branded mini fridge with Heine's in it.
Not as good as Mini Ranger.
That is also
where's the
PC.
We gotta get a Voodoo one, dude.
Yeah, we gotta get
All right, wait, hold on. So I see some mechanisms back there, but are those just for show? Or is this really a PC here, guys? I don't want you guys to be fooled so easily.
I'm just saying they make some mini ATXs that fit in that top part that go crazy. So, not to mention if it duals as a refrigerator, that cooling's nice.
Do you think that helps it?
Good.
Oh man,
it's kicking a lot of heat out the back already, though. I don't know, dude. I'm thinking about the thermodynamics, bro. You got
maybe they have that new semiconductor in there.
Oh,
the first thing we're gonna do, a fridge that can play video games.
Yep, that's the power of the new semiconductor.
Oh my gosh, should we make one of these for Voodoo?
Well, maybe. I'm saying Voodoo, Monster Energy. If you're listening, and we know you are,
yeah,
you gotta send us one of these.
Yeah, we're gonna need a PC mini fridge. We're gonna need that stat.
Those do look pretty cool. I think you'd need one in your studio for sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
See if we can get it going.
So I think an ongoing theme of this podcast is to rap on a topic that I usually know nothing about, and then you can kind of put insight into.
I love that. Yep.
So
love that.
let's jump into a really interesting new neuroscience research.
Okay.
Digitizing the sense of smell. So,
now, would you like me to explain this?
yeah,
one a bit?
Abe was very
Smell-o-vision.
passionate about this. So go for it.
So this was really cool. We talked about the different ways that we're expanding media with lighting and things like that. But have you ever watched like a cooking show or like Guys Grocery Games or Triple D? And he's like, oh, if only you could smell this through your TV right now.
Triple D, baby. Yep.
You ever see what's on the internet, lads? Do you really want to smell it? I mean, that's the first question in my mind.
Yes. My answer is yes, Abe.
I don't. Okay.
Well,
All right. Go ahead then, I guess.
What the research that they're doing, what they're working on, is they're working on actually digitizing the sense of smell. And what that means is that they've created essentially an AI learning machine and they're essentially feeding chemicals into this learning system, and it's able to identify the compound based on the smell better than human testers. So essentially, this thing is detecting the odors and essentially like this is. I'm trying to think of a really like what's sulfur.
Ooh,
Sure.
Feed sulfur into it, and it's able to say this is sulfur based
or
off
Markstrom's bathroom.
sensing the smell.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're projecting the smell to you at this point in time through some medium, but what they're doing is they're creating essentially AI machines that are detecting what smells are.
So it's detection based, but there's no output yet.
Not yet, but this is the first steps.
Okay.
So let's talk about use cases.
For solving
then.
this problem, then sure. Use cases. You know what? Poor drug sniffing dog's about to be out of the job, bro. You think it's picking up on subtle stuff like that?
So interesting.
Maybe. What about dogs who sniff out cancer? You guys see those?
No.
Yeah, man. There's some crazy stuff, and also some people have this gene where they can sniff out very specific kinds of cancer.
Really?
One of somebody's husband. I heard this story recently. Somebody's husband had a very specific kind of cancer, and this woman for a while just thought, "Man, you smell like shit," and she thought her husband just smelled terrible, and she couldn't figure out why. Her husband ended up passing away.
Oh no!
And then they had I think it was she went to a support group with people and their families who had this disease. It could have been like colon cancer, liver cancer. I don't know. It was something. And she walked into this room with these people, and she was overwhelmed by this smell. And they realized and put two and two together. And she reached out to researchers and being like, I think I can tell when someone has this disease. And they put her through the ringer, and sure as shit, dude, she is part of diagnosing for this. And now they're trying to figure out ways to replicate that. How nutty is that, bro?
Is that real?
Dead ass, man. Yes.
Then why don't we hire her and just go town to town?
Something tells me that if her husband died of cancer, I think she's in like her 60s.
Well, she's got a few good years left then, but it's a good use.
She is, but they're trying to do it in a way that will outlive her and help humanity for the rest of forever.
That's a wild superpower.
That's what I'm saying.
Holy crap. So you
went right to like real applications.
It was Parkinson's. She could smell Parkinson's. That's what it was. I thought I misremembered. Yeah, absolutely wild.
Man.
Yep.
I wonder what it smelled like.
It had very specific chemical changes in the sebum between people with and without Parkinson's, and she could figure it out with very high certainty. Like her perceived levels. Like they would present her with one person and one person without, and she'd know.
So, okay, that's wonderful. Shout out to that girl. I salute that girl if she's using her powers for good. And my condolences with her husband.
Yeah.
So we could, with this technology, we could get that scent, program it in a walkway or something, and just like have these walkways in hospitals or anything like that, and it could detect this scent.
You
Possibly.
walk through and you get a little alarm like, hey,
You got
you gotta
Parkinson's.
get checked. Yeah, that would be rough. That's,
Oh,
that's
God,
a rough
dude.
way to find out. You just like the little alarm bell goes off like wah, wah.
I mean, I'd be more a fan of that than
I
like
hear you.
years of
catch it quick.
testing that doesn't work.
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh
That
man,
would
That
feel bad,
trombone
though.
sound from The Price is Right.
Bam,
Wah,
bam,
wah, wah.
that's so
you
fucked
know.
up, dude.
Yeah, well, listen, man. This is the future. Welcome to it, Slump.
Oh gosh. All right, so this is for good. This is good application.
Yeah.
What else?
I
What
don't
else?
know.
What's the leisure and the fun?
I feel like the
Well-
obvious is like the Food Network, right?
If you can
like-
reproduce, for sure.
Oh,
That's the real key. It's
Okay.
like reproducing the smells on the user end,
Yeah.
the recipient. Then now we're talking. But that power can also absolutely be used for evil.
Oh yeah,
And not all scents are pleasant.
dude. You could throw it in VR.
And I'm just going to throw this
Yes.
out there. The
Hmm.
number one leading innovator of everything tech-wise that has to do with the internet is one particular industry.
Yeah, I knew where you were going.
What is it?
Always.
Oh, the
Always.
The
Yeah,
corn industry. We'll call it the corn industry.
that's right.
well,
I mean, it's the development of tech has led the way and paved the way for so many other industries as a result. It
You
is
know what?
wild,
I don't think they
including
get- I don't-
what I do for my job right now.
I don't think they get their flowers enough
That's what I'm saying.
for all they've
man.
done
Shout
for you
out.
guys.
But I wouldn't have a job without them.
There you go, dude. Shout them out by name. What's your favorite site?
Excuse me.
Just for science, so I know to avoid it.
Don't worry about it, bro. I'm incognito.
It's
Chill.
it's actually amazing how much power they have. Do you remember the Blu-ray versus HD disc?
Yes. Yep.
The porn industry went to Blu-ray. That's what we use now. The HD is gone.
Really? They
Like-
made the switch?
Yeah.
That's so interesting, dude. I guess because their volume, they can just start trying stuff and start figuring stuff out. There's so much volume,
A lot of demand.
right? I mean, I would guess, and I guess they're already like, we're in the shadow anyway, so let's just try a bunch of stuff.
Who are they going to offend? You know, like what? Let it ride, baby.
Let it ride, dude. Let it
ride,
freaking
man.
ride.
Yeah, they digitized and killed VHS, dude.
Oh my gosh! Wow,
Keep
that's
paving the way, one step at a time.
interesting. You learn something new every day.
Now you know.
All right, so there's two things I want us to keep tabs on.
All
and
right.
it was the smell-o-vision
Right.
and the toilets.
Okay.
So
And it goes hand in hand in some applications.
let's keep tabs on those. I want to see.
right.
I want to see that. And if we're keeping things in mind, I want to look at some bad CGI scenes.
Yeah.
And then I want you to show me some Witcher scenes that you think
Okay.
were trash. All right.
You got it, bro.
All right. Other
It was
than that,
Secret Invasion, by the way. That was the show I was talking about before.
all right.
Got it.
Okay. Other than that, this has been a freaking wonderful conversation. And I appreciate you guys for having me. I appreciate you guys being here. And Markstrom, what is going on right now in your life?
Day 14 subathon, baby. Almost 3 full days on the clock. We're at least through Sunday morning, I think. Saturday morning. I don't know, dude. I can't keep track. All the days blend together, but I'm here. Twitch.tv/Markstrom 24/7. Holler at your boy. We are live. And you could be watching this, or you could be listening to this podcast like 3 weeks from now, and I might still be here. I don't know. You might as well check.
Yep.
I'll see you.
Mm-hmm. Abe,
What
how
about
about
you,
you,
Slum?
dude? Let's
Oh,
let's
all
throw
right.
it to Abe.
You want to really throw it to Abe?
Let's throw it to Abe.
All right, bro.
I'm in the same spot, twitch.tv/Markstrom. You can find me moderating the channel and doing my best to keep it clean. Avoid topics such as, the corn industry.
Noted. Noted.
Oh man. And myself, for now, the one thing that I want to promote is the subathon currently going on on Markstrom's channel. We're having a wonderful time. There's some insane goals that we're hitting. And when we hit the goals, we get great things, great entertaining things that I'm super excited to be a part of. So that is the one thing that I want to promote. And as soon as that wraps up, I'm going to start promoting some other exciting stuff. But this is the one thing I want to promote. So come on by. And we'll probably still be live by next week. And you'll be able to watch this live as well.
Excellent.
Cool.
Sounds good, man.
All right. I will see you guys next episode. Thank you all for listening. Peace.
Have a good one. Deuces.